Welcome back to Throwback Thursday. You already know, and now it's time for us to unveil our guest right here on the show. You know what we do every Thursday? We bring you one of the finest that actually rocked the industry back in the day, while you guys were still in your little status and what have you.
Which you guys?
Yeah.
Come on, you're always against us. Don't
Okay,
worry.
let's get on to it.
Okay.
So our guest is Nigeria's most celebrated hip-hop artist, starting at about 11. He got hooked on musical TV shows like Soul Train, Top of the Pops, Yo, MTV Raps with Ed Lover and Dr Dre, Rap City with Fab Five Freddy. He was heavily influenced by some of the greatest hits makers that ever lived. He went on to record his first ever track with Paul Play Dairo, What If, and a chance meeting with the late OJB Jezreel. With access to professional recording studios, there was only so much standing in his way, and the rest is, as we already know, his history. If there was any doubt about his influence on Nigeria contemporary music, the numerous awards he has received over the last 20 years speaks volume. So, ladies and gentlemen, he's a humanitarian, United Nations Peace Ambassador. He's passionate about human rights and continues to lend his voice to projects and causes that uphold the same. Let us welcome our guest for today, ladies and gentlemen, Ruggedman Baba. Ruggedman
Good morning.
in the building. Good morning, Ruggedman.
Well, in my own building, actually, but
Of course,
no problem.
of course, in your own building. You know, Ruggedman, it's been a long time coming. I mean, you've got hits back to back, but I still want to know why you decided to call yourself Ruggedman,
Baba.
even though you are
Because-
all chilled, calm, and calculated, but you decided to call yourself Ruggedman. Why is that?
It's actually not about the look for me. It's about the man. It's about the person. It's about how I react to a lot of things, you know. And how it started, how I got the name was actually, you know, I won't say funny, but okay. At first, when rap was a hobby to me, when it was something I was just doing, trying to write lyrics and all, I called myself Soul MC. I called myself Soul MC because back then MC was what was really in vogue. There were a lot of MCs back then. And then as time went on, when I started realizing, okay, this is getting a bit serious, I now wanted to be different. I wanted to remove the MC from my name because back then there was MC Yella, MC Ren, Father MC, MC Light. There were so many of MCs.
Yep.
So at first I thought about then I wanted Paul Play suggested rap.com. This was back then. I'm talking about I'm doing .com even before I became Ruggedman. So try and imagine how long ago I was already doing internet, you know, and stuff. So he suggested rap.com. If you listen to my very first track, What If, you hear him say rap.com, kick it for me one more time, but that didn't stick, you know. And then I thought about rugged soul, but I didn't like the idea of my soul being rugged. So I said, nah. You know, and then I think, I'm a comic buff. I love comic books. So I think this was where the man came into it because I held on to the rugged because I thought to myself that to survive in this country, as if I knew, I could see the future.
Yes,
that to survive in this country, you have to be rugged. You have to be tough, I know. So I held on to the rugged. And then I think my comic books came in. Spider-Man, Aquaman, Superman, Batman, Ruggedman.
Yeah, that's a superhero right there.
and that was just it, you know. But then, of course, Suleiman came in, the milkman came in, mailman too came, but no, I stuck to Ruggedman.
Of course.
And that was how I gave myself Ruggedman while I was in secondary school.
Okay, that's very good one.
But it has served. It has lived up. It's lived up to its purpose because with the things I've been through in this industry, you wouldn't survive it if you weren't a rugged man.
If you're in rugged. So talking about things we survived in the industry, or you've survived in the industry so far. So how has it been back in the day? How was it producing, making music, making rap? How was it?
It was easy to rap back then because we were all just coming into it. A lot of us were just coming into it. And like you said in the beginning of the show, I was influenced by a lot of Western rap music. with all the Fab Five Freddy and Co. you mentioned. I was seriously listening to the likes of Jay-Z. Well, not when he was Jay-Z. I was listening to Jay-Z when he was in a group called Jazz.
Yeah.
Before he now went solo and became Jay-Z. I was listening
Yeah.
to leaders of the new school before Busta Rhymes left that group and became Busta Rhymes and all. I'm just trying to let you know how far back. So Mona, don't try me. I know be anybody.
No, okay. We're not
Way
playing.
back. Way
We're not
back.
playing. Don't worry. We know.
So it was easy doing rap, but what wasn't easy was the production. Yeah, because it wasn't what Nigerians were used to.
Yeah.
It wasn't what Nigerians were used to. Back then, it was still all about Fuji, reggae especially. That was really what was really recognized and already household names. So trying to do rap wasn't that easy, but I was smart enough to realize some things quicker. I told the story yesterday, and I'll quickly tell it again. We were in Unilag. We performed at a show in Unilag. I think it was Mr. Macho, 1994 or so.
Whoa.
And to show you how far back this is, guess who the lead artist that day was?
Who was it?
Charlie Boy.
Come on. Come on.
Really?
He was the lead. He was. Trust me, I was standing there looking at him like, see my superstar. I was looking at him like, headline artist Charlie Boy. All I had on was a leather waistcoat and black jeans and a sandal. I can never forget. It's not been easy. It wasn't easy. But anyways, we thank God. Oh yeah, and Ali Baba was the MC. So I remember everything. So we did our thing. We rapped in all English. I lived around Akoka then, so most of the guys in Unilag, some knew me, and then that was the day they realized I was into rap, and they were like, "Oh man, you try." I could have sworn there was a guy that was sitting in front with a newspaper, like this, when we were performing. He was just not gonna finish kind of thing. Some felt it, obviously, some didn't. And then immediately after us, there was a Fuji artist who came on. And to cut the story short, I was amazed at how everything transformed. To me, this was a university with, future doctors, lawyers, and co. But the way they scattered to this Fuji artist, they can get everywhere scattered, and I'm like, okay. But me being me, first thing that crossed my mind was, what is he doing that I'm not doing? What's he got that, And then while I was still bringing up this conversation, Paul Play gave me some pointers too, that it had to be the language. He was communicating in a language that a lot of people could understand. So if you remember my Ruggedman Baba track, I said, and Paul Play had a hand in letting me know what it would take for me to rearrange and eventually blow. Yeah. That conversation. That came from that conversation. Wow. So that kind of just made me go back to okay, check the language. So I started this was while I was writing I was writing in all English. I went back straight, switched it to Pidgin, added some Yoruba in there, and I thought to myself, then I started thinking, what do Nigerians like? They love comedy, they love to laugh. So I put the northern comic hook in there, and that was it. And that was why I just started preaching. Then I decided to also preach, not just to give Nigerian music a face. I just thought, okay, you know what? Let's give Nigerian music a face, not just rap, music in general. Let's give it a face. And that's why I started preaching the mother tongue. If you remember Ruggedman Baba, one of the lines I ended with, the only thing we will make them know where your music comes from in the long run are the fusion of grammar, your slang, and your mother tongue. And if you check it, this was in 2006. Every song that's been a hit from then till now has had our mother tongue in it and all that. But anyways, I digress too much. Production wasn't easy. We had a lot of big equipment that we had to tune and listen to. And a studio session was 7-8 hours. And every time you walked in, there's a big clock in front of you ticking. So you know your time is ticking. And of course, we didn't have much money then. So my pocket, they on that clock. If the producer now happens to be a Paul Play who loves to have fun in the studio and crack jokes for maybe 1 hour sometimes, while I'm laughing to the jokes, but he's paying me because, bro, time they go.
Remember, guys.
You
Remember,
understand?
yeah. Remember, guys. You can call in. I just wanted to say that real quick. Remember, you can call in and talk to Ruggedman right here in the studio. It's 09098 408 408. That's the number to call. 09098 408 408. I mean, you can ask Ruggedman any question. He's live here, direct. You can ask him any question. Now, I want to ask
question,
you.
any,
Yes, I want
any
to.
question apart from bros? Can we send Asa? No,
Of course. I wanted you to know what gave you the guts at the time you released Barrage. I mean, people were still locked in. I mean, people were not exposed to exposing their body and talking about their body parts and all of that. But then you brought out Barrage and it was a smashing hit. So what gave you the guts? What gave you the confidence? And why did you think Nigeria was ready for that kind of music at the time you put it out?
I always have the guts. I'm always ready to try new things. I'm always ready to, work with new people. So at that point, with what I'd done with and the way people took it in, I knew I was ready. Even if Nigerians weren't ready, I knew I was ready because when I gave them they weren't ready for it, but they took it, they understand it, they felt it. You understand? So I went back and I thought to myself, it was all a series of events. When I did of course, some people didn't like it, some people liked it. The ones who didn't like it, their argument now became, oh yeah, okay, so he can rap, but he doesn't have a dance track. So if you remember the beginning of Barrage, I started with, for those that say I don't have a dance track, and how did I start recording? I just wanted a dance track. Since they said I didn't have a dance track, I wanted a dance track. I was in a bus going home from stadium to Yaba. And I remember exactly, I was sitting at the last seat in the bus on the left side. The window was open. I was sitting there, I had a pen and paper. My face was down, and I was thinking to myself, from stadium till I got on the bridge, Abati Barracks Bridge, I was thinking, what can I use for the chorus? I want something people can dance to, something that can make them move their body, and that's an issue, Barrage. And it just came to me, move your body, make you shake that thing when you get.
Let
Yeah.
the
And what
music
make them shake
enter
that
your
thing when
head.
them get when the music hits them. So let the music enter your head.
Yeah.
That's
The more I
Dancia
got to the
Barrage.
studio the next day, Simeon now added Dancia Barrage. All when you
Yeah.
bend your waist go back, and that was it. You understand? I I crafted that track. If you
Nobody,
listen well, it gets.
absolutely nobody is
I,
still going to listen to that track now. Not eventually Barrage.
And then go back.
You understand? It was crafted. That song was created for dance. If you check at the point, I had some call and response. Bah, the like this time. Bah, I
Yeah.
did that part, and then afterwards there was a place where I changed the beat because that's where I wanted people to parade. Then the beat will now put this reggae. Doom, 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 doom. You
Oh, okay.
understand? And I put that part too. So it was crafted
It was
for
carefully
dance.
crafted.
Yeah, so even
Okay.
though I was rapping, I put stuff in, I put elements in there that I knew would make people dance.
All
So whether they
right.
were ready or not, I gave it to them and they chop it.
They chop it.
Okay.
They chop it, my
Yes,
brother,
sir.
sister.
Okay. So a very quick one, yeah, because we do not have so much time on our side.
No problem.
How do we let's talk about your human rights work, your humanitarian work. What inspired you exactly? What started this or having to like fight for human rights and advocate for them and all of that?
This has always been me. It's the kind of person I am. The reason I put out the song was because I felt back then mediocrity was being celebrated. So it was either I just let rap go or I fight for what I believe in. So I decided to fight for what I believe in, right? And then in the same song, I said, I speak for shoemakers. I also speak for mechanics. You understand? So basically, what I mean is I'm speaking for those who couldn't speak for themselves and which I have carried on till now. So somebody actually drew my attention to that, but I'm like, yeah, I know. It's been me. It's the kind of person I am. I can't stand to see injustice. I can't stand to see somebody being bullied. And if I could do something about it, not do something about it. It's just the kind of person I am. I don't want to believe that as lawless as Nigeria has become, I don't want to believe that there isn't at least one or two people who can give hope to other people.
True that.
Yeah.
You know, I know what giving the tiniest hope to a human being does. Last December, I was told about a woman who was in the hospital that she'd been in the hospital. She went to the hospital in June for pregnancy complications, and unfortunately, she lost the baby. But she was in that. This was in December, but she had been in the hospital from June to December, but she couldn't pay the bills. So I sent somebody from Marshall Belt of Investigation, a human rights organization, to go confirm if it was true. Not only did she find that woman, she found another woman that had been there since May till December.
Whoa.
So once she confirmed it was true, I just went online. I asked for donations. I basically helped them pay the bills and gave them a little extra to go home and be home for Christmas.
Home before
Last
Christmas
year.
hashtag.
Yes,
I saw that.
and
Yeah.
That was just on me. You know, not because I don't know them from anywhere, but if it's one person I can help, I do it. But I always help more than one. I've been doing this for almost 6 years now. So it's just the kind of person I am.
Amazing.
This is why
I really
Nigerians
wish
love
we
you.
had enough time to, go into all the works you've been doing, because I mean, you've helped a couple of guys, get away from SARS and what have you and all of that.
We really police detention and all.
Yeah, we would really love to.
That's why I even put out a situation EP last October, but they can get that on every digital platform. I just had to throw it in there.
Yeah, of course. Like I was going to say, we would really love to have you in the studio so we can have an extended conversation, so people can really know the works you're doing and be supportive.
Okay, we'll do that. We can fix that.
Thank you very much for being part of the show. Thank you very much, Ruggedman Baba.
PlusTvAfrica.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.
Alright, guys. Yeah. Alright, guys. You already heard it from the man himself, Ruggedman. He's been around for a while and he's been doing a lot. To get more of his stuff, you can follow him on social media and see all the things he's up to.